Hi, my name is Joaquin Munoz, and today I will talk about the Winnipeg's Most. Some of the background information about the Winnipeg's Most. The Winnipeg's Most is a hip hop group and of three members from the Western Canada founded in 2008. They grew up as part of the First Nations and Métis men from the Winnipeg's North End, being John C. an Aboriginal, while Fita and Brooklyn were Métis. The name of the record label the group started is Hitback, which is a slang for flagrant criminal. And they have released two albums. The first one was the self-named Winnipeg's Most and the Goodfellas, second one. The North End was the home of the Winnipeg's Most. All the members lived here on the North End place. The North End is a substantial population of ethnically diverse residents living around Main Street near to the Red River on the east side of Brooklyn Boulevard on the west. It's the home to a large percentage of Aboriginals and Filipino residents and first-generation Canadians. So a lot of Indigenous people and people from outside Canada came to live here. Talking about the culture of the three members, there are three recognized first-generation groups in Canada: the Indians, or more commonly referred to as the First Nations, the Inuits, and the Métis. In the 2021 census by the Statistics Canada, over 1.8 million people in Canada were identified as Indigenous, making up 5% of the national population. So as we can see, there's a lot of Indigenous people in Canada. The Métis people are a mix of European and Indigenous ancestries and live mostly in the prairie provinces and Ontario, but also in other parts of the country. The First Nations people were the original inhabitants on the land that is now Canada, often occupying territories south of the Arctic. However, in this case, all three members were from the North End. The three members of the group that were all three MCs were John C., or Billy Pearson, Charlie Fita, Tyler Rogers, and Brooklyn, Jamie Prefontaine. Also, they joined two producers that were the ones in charge of making the beats and the sounds. Their names were Stomp and J-Mac. Talking about the music of the group, the group was founded in 2008, but however, it was until 2010 when they released their first free mixtape, titled North Side Connection. This mixtape was acclaimed on the indigenous parts of the country, making them gain popularity. Then they released their first self-titled album in 2010, featuring songs like All That I Know and On the Streets. The album won 3 of 4 Aboriginal People's Choice Music Awards. Here's the music video of the song All That I Know, that is also one of their most popular songs.
My baby want me at the game, but I tell her this is all that I know. I could've took it out of 5, but the hustle like is what I chose. My team need me on the streets, but my fam want me on the right road. And that depression building up got me feeling like I'm about to explode.
Yeah, out here, it don't feel like work. I'm a ODB, the new dirt McGirt. I've been at it so long, my skin's like leather. From the cold, my bones and heart aches together. I'm a soldier, I represent that 2%. Every tattoo on my body
As we can see in the music video and the lyrics, most of their songs talked about the life in the streets of the indigenous people, how hard it was to overcome these difficulties, this oppression, and their songs mostly reflected how was their lives, like how they were often like from really younger ages into the streets dealing with these all kinds of problems like drugs and crime. So they were like a certified voice to talk about these different problems that indigenous people suffered. 1 year later, they released their second album, that was Godfellas, featuring songs like Invincible and Winnipeg Boy. The album won 6 Aboriginal People's Choice Music Awards, being their most popular album. Their songs were characterized because of the lyrics, who often talked about life on the streets and how hard it was to overcome these difficulties being a Native American, as I just said. Also, most of their music videos were filmed in the north and in their place when they were born. That same year, they released one of their most popular songs called Bang Bang, featuring Blue. This is the lyrics video of the song.
Everybody's banging, I can see them bouncing. 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 Everybody's banging.
Hey, that little hottie, go on and bounce that body. Brooklyn, he came to party. Yeah, I got haters on me. I came to mess around, and I don't play around. You know that I get wild. They call it swagger style.
Although that song was more commercial than talking about indigenous people, it was a huge success and it's one of their most, or the most famous song of the group. Life After Music, they were a very controversial group because of all their gang lifestyle. They were often criticized because of this, for the glorifying of violence, the drugs, and the gang lifestyles in their First Nations communities. So a lot of indigenous people wasn't really proud of them because of their lifestyles. The band disbanded in 2013 because of difference inside disputes, and after this point, they followed some huge controversies. Brooklyn and John C. were both in jail a couple of times in their lives, especially Brooklyn, who was on the police most wanted list in 2015. And the sad news were that Brooklyn died in 2015 for unknown causes when he was escaping the justice at the age of 30 years. Their family didn't want to tell what happened and how he died, but it is said that he killed himself. So some of the legacy and the conclusions, although it is hard to say what other indigenous artists they influenced, because there's not a lot of information, they gave a voice to all their native Canadians who needed a change. They said this in different interviews, that they saw themselves as a group that speak for their people. Like they gave them a voice and some power to talk about this different stuff that wasn't talked enough. Fita said in some interviews that I think that what we did is people who thought they didn't have a voice, we gave them a voice, especially with the rawness of the records and the rawness of our lyrics and the rawness of our videos. We didn't want to do something safe. Here is explaining why their songs were so intense and with no filters. He also said that about Prefontaine, that was Brooklyn when he died, that people are recognizing that he was a really talented artist for our city and he put the city on the map. That's also true because they were always talking a lot about their group, their people, putting them on the focus, putting them on the spot, like for everyone other Canadian people. He also said that myself, Jamie, and John C. we did something that was never done before, especially for the Winnipeg hip hop and the Aboriginal music. Talking about the huge success they had, talking about these problems and exposing this gang lifestyle that most of the Indigenous younger generations had to suffer, have to fight to overcome these different problems that were on their societies. That's all. Thank you for listening. Bye.